3 years after the strange death of two Eagle Point men in the Caribbean, their families are no closer to finding answers. Good evening and thank you for choosing NBC5 News at 6. I'm Craig Smullen. Anna Weeks will be joining you in our 6:30 half hour. Tonight, we're following up on a story NBC5 News first brought you 3 years ago this week. Two Eagle Point men died mysteriously on a Caribbean island. The criminal investigation has gone nowhere. And as NBC5's Katie Strite reports, both families are still looking for answers. That is our top story tonight at 6.
It was supposed to be a night of celebration with childhood friends ringing in the new year. But before 2019 could even start, one was allegedly poisoned and the other was strangled. 3 years later, the Eagle Point families want answers.
We've had no closure, really. It's like we still don't think we've been told the truth.
Paulette and Chuck Pomeroy lost their son, Casey. They've been grieving for the past 3 years.
I had just talked to him, so it was like shock. Well, I think I lived in shock for a year. It just didn't seem possible that he could be gone.
Casey was attending medical school in Anguilla. His friend Caleb Guillory and his wife Carly were visiting the Eastern Caribbean island. The two men grew up in Eagle Point together.
We've known Caleb since he was 9 years old, so he was like our boy too.
Both men, their wives, and another Southern Oregon couple were having drinks when Caleb and Casey started having a seizure, or so the family was told. But both men's death certificates tell a different story. Back in 2019, we reported that Casey's death certificate says he died of pulmonary edema, cardiac toxicity, cardiac ischemia, hypothermia, and seizures. Caleb's death certificate says he died of asphyxiation, strangulation, ligature, multiple blood force traumas, and seizures. The families say there's never been a reason for how this could have happened.
Hey, I'd love to accept their story. I'm still at the point I'd love to accept it. If that's what happened, that's what happened. But why would the death certificate indicate differently, especially in my nephew's case? Strangulation by ligature. That's a freaking rope around your neck or a belt or a strap or some kind of an instrument that is choking you.
3 years later, the case is still not going anywhere.
Not one of the four suspects has appeared before Anguillan authorities who have gone out of their way to make it possible for them to testify.
You know, the inquest is still ongoing in Anguilla, and until these 4 people cooperate with authorities in Anguilla, the case will never close. It will be ongoing.
Katie Strite reporting. We reached out to both the widows we were unable to reach Caleb's widow, Carly. When we identified ourselves to Casey's widow, Barbara, earlier today, we were hung up on. We emailed her to follow up. We haven't heard back.